So I want to begin by reading from Hermetic Masonry, Frank C. Higgins. And he says, ancient priesthood believed that the great mass of mankind was too undeveloped to comprehend a philosophy of divinity based upon more or less scientific premises. And they were right. Therefore, they carefully conserved their special knowledge, imparting it only to chosen initiates, while treating the masses to a spectacular exoteric system. Such was in fact the origin of the dual system that has prevailed through the ages, which was as much a part of Judaism and primitive and medieval Christianity as of the pagan idolatries by which the priests knew and the people thought they knew. Because you ask the Baptists and they know that they're the ones that are going to be saved. The Southern Baptists, not the Northern ones. They go to hell. And the Jehovah's Witnesses are sending the Mormons to hell, and the Mormons are sending the Seventh-day Adventists to hell. They're all sending each other to hell, and you unbelievers are also going to hell, but they will be saved. And the governing body of the Jehovah's Witnesses are telling their people, you sheep are going to be saved, and the other people that think they're sheep are not going to be saved. And yet Jesus says in Matthew chapter 7:21, in that day many will say to me, Lord, didn't we prophesy in your name and expel demons in your name and perform many wonderful works in your name and prophesied and witnessed left, right and centre and talked about you? And yet I will say to them in that day, get away from me, you workers of lawlessness. I never knew you. So they think they know all right because it's the exoteric church that they're getting. They're not getting the esoteric stuff. The Christ within that the Apostle Paul said, the sacred secret of the Christ within. Again, from this book, a few years longer, and this system, numerical and geometrical keys, will kill out the dead letter reading of the Bible, will kill out the dead letter reading of the Bible, and that's my intention with this video that I'm making. I'm hoping that people will wake up, especially churchgoers, because they're being profited. The priest class is profiting from their gullibility, and that's what Luigi Cascioli, who's now, he passed away a couple of years ago. He was an Italian who was teaching this, and he sued. Wanted to take the Vatican to court by profiting from the gullibility of people. And do you think the Vatican turned up to court? No way. You think they'd sort of rock up and say, oh, here's this guy saying that we'll defend ourselves because here's proof that Jesus did exist. There it is. We've got it. No, because they can't. Because there is none. You can't go to Suetonius, Tacitus, Josephus, and Pliny the Younger, the only four secular dudes who wrote anything supposedly about Jesus, all full of interpolations, especially Josephus. There's not a shred. So he's hoping, and it will. Oh yeah, it will. It will kill out the dead letter reading of the Bible, as it will that of all the other exoteric faiths, by showing the dogmas in their real naked meaning, and then this undeniable meaning, however incomplete, will unveil the mystery of being and will moreover entirely change the modern scientific systems of anthropology, ethnology, and especially that of chronology. That's this guy's hope. He didn't live to see it. We will. I promise you that. Manly P. Hall says in the beautiful brochure, The Occult Anatomy of Man. The Occult Anatomy of Man. We must first understand that all sacred writings are supposed to be sealed with 7 seals. There they are. In other words, it requires 7 complete interpretations to understand fully the meaning of these ancient philosophic revelations, which we have liked to call Holy Writ. Scripture is not intended to be historical. Those who understand its literal meaning understand the least of its meaning. It is well known fact that Shakespeare, for dramatic reasons, brought together in his plays characters who had actually lived hundreds of years apart, but Shakespeare was not writing history, he was penning drama. This was not entirely without purpose, however, for Shakespeare took license with history in order to present essential truths. When they talk about Solomon's temple, there it is, there's Ammon's horn, it's in there. Look at that, the hippocampus, look at that, it looks like a little seahorse. That's in there, in the limbic system. There's the limbic system, it's all there. The amygdala, Mary Magdalene. The fornix, see the fornix here? The fornix? You go over to Aries here, up here, and you'll find the fornax. Interesting correspondence, isn't it? Is that a fluke? No, it's not a fluke. Because all of these stars, guys, there's the ecliptic. And there are the 3 extra zodiacal signs per sign. So there's 48. Hang on. 12, 24, 36, and 12, 48. Cool. So then you've got your 12. And then you have, so Aries has Cassiopeia, Perseus, and Cetus. And check out Orion, the top of the spinal cord. Taurus. It's got Auriga, Orion, and Eridanus. Remember the Or word? 3 deacons, Auriga, Orion, Eridanus. Eridanus is the Jordanus. It's an extension of this Jordan. And guess what? Where does the Jordan begin? Remember? At the sacred plexus, where Scorpio is. Guess who's next to Scorpio? Ophiuchus. Ophiuchus. Scorpio. Ophiuchus is what? In Greek. Any Greek? Ophiuchus means the serpent bearer. The serpent bearer? The serpent starts here. There's the serpent. There it is on the tree. There they are. Kundalini and Kundabata. Pingala, Ida, Shushumna. Ophiuchus brings the oil back, the serpent bearer. Is this a coincidence or what? Am I making this up? I mean, there's Ophiuchus, the serpent bearer, in the sacral plexus. And there's Orion at the top. And guess what? Outside of the zodiacal signs, they are the 2 heroes. In fact, everybody wants Ophiuchus in the ecliptic and Orion. They're demanding it, some astrologers. You can check out on the internet. Why? Because they've come around and they're grabbing a bit of the ecliptic. You see, Ophiuchus' foot has always been here. See, this is where the Milky Way galaxy, the galactic plane, intersects the ecliptic. There's Ophiuchus' foot, and there's Castor's foot over here. But Orion is reaching out where the ecliptic crosses the galactic plane, and he's grabbing Castor's foot. And Ophiuchus is right at the other divine cross with his foot on it. So Ophiuchus, a good Samaritan, he's got to go up to his brother Orion, the gold, the ore in the heavens. He took license with history in order to present essential truth. So it seems that historians of Jesus use the character of the man as the groundwork of the great drama. He becomes the hero of the 7-sealed story. So you can understand the story literally when you're a child. You go to church and you get taught the exoteric husks, and the kernels are kept until you get up to here, the Holy of Holies. You see? As you graduate by degrees, 33 degrees, that's why in Freemasonry there's 33 degrees, etc. Jesus dies at 30, of course he gets crucified at 33, there's 33 bones in the vertebrae. It's all science. All of it. And it's all, the Bible is a manual of physiological regeneration. It's a manual for ascension. There's the ascension. There's Jacob's ladder. I'll read it to you in a minute. Jacob's ladder. Where does Jacob lay his head? On the stone of scone. There's the stone of scone, the sacred stone. And he has a dream where he sees angels ascending and descending. And he wrestles with an angel, gets his name changed to Israel, and then he calls the place, guess what? It's in the Bible. He calls it Peniel, because I've seen God face to face and I've lived. Because when you get the lamp of God gets lit up, guess who you see? Yeah, you get to see your own divinity, God. And guess who doesn't want you to do that? You know, the Catholic Church puts a poison in the Eucharist that they give you that actually kills your pineal gland. These people are serious businessmen at the Vatican. And there's a factory, there's an inside story getting around on the internet where guys have worked in that factory and they know they're putting a substance in there that absolutely destroys this gland. Everything they do, the fluoride in the water destroys the gland. The immunisations that we give to our children destroys the gland.
And everything else.
The chemtrails destroys the gland. The aspartame in your sugar-free. I'm chewing sugar-free, I'm civilised. Yeah,